Welcome to my channel, everyone. I am the Livingston Man. This is take 2 of this video because for some reason it just only recorded half of the first one. So take 2. You got yourself a GoPro. Now what? Well, here it is. Here's your GoPro. The first thing you gotta do, make sure you get the battery installed. You put the battery inside the camera. It comes with a USB cable, so you'll plug that in and charge it up. All right, and when it's done, you have this. You can walk around and do this with it and point it at stuff and do all the cool stuff. But there's more. All right, so a lot of people, by a lot of people I mean like nobody, wants to know what's in the box, Livingston Man. How do you do it? What do you got? Well, I'll show you what I got, what I use it for, and which ones I think would benefit most people without just going home, buying one of those 70,000 piece GoPro accessory kits. Those things are junk for the most part. There's 3 good things in there and the rest of it's crap. You throw it in a bag and you forget about it. It's hot out here, by the way. So the first thing is first. What you gotta get when you have a GoPro is extra batteries. You get the 2-pack of batteries and the charger. I believe this was 25 bucks with a GoPro subscription. 2 batteries, USB enabled charger. You gotta have that. You gotta have extra batteries. You kill your batteries and you gotta stop and wait for it to charge. Unacceptable. Two batteries and a charger plus the one it came with. Now you're in business. Loving it. So the second thing you gotta have kinda, is a sort of little mount thing. Anything you can, like a little selfie stick or a pole. There's many different kinds. But something like that you can put in your hand. In this case, this little guy, he turns into a tripod. So you can sit it on a desk, whatever, and it's semi-adjustable, right? Don't worry about this thing. I'll talk about that. Jaws. Jaws is the same essential, GoPro mount thing, but he's got a big, heavy clamp. It'll grab onto anything you can fit it around, and it will hold the camera there, period. You gotta get Jaws. If you're not going to hold your camera and instead want to be able to put it anywhere, get Jaws. You can even use them as a grip. So he kind of can take the place of one. Jaws is an absolutely great accessory. You kind of gotta have it. Also, my favorite, though, it took me a long time and I agonized over this. GoPro calls this El Grande. It's a 15-inch pole that extends to almost 40 inches. So you can really get some interesting angles when you use this thing. Really cool. So, now, the oddly shaped things on the end of them here. Okay, so let's say you're like, no, I want all those attachments. I gotta have the attachments, bro. I need the attachments, and I feel you. So what you gotta get, this is not a GoPro accessory. These are called snap mounts. This is the other half of that piece that is attached to the pole there. So you take your camera, you mount it on the snap mount the same way you would mount it to a regular GoPro accessory. It's a little harder than it looks. This takes a lot of practice. But okay, so now this thing is on there. This is part of the camera. So it's neodymium magnets, and they hold this together. Boom. Like swap out my attachment real quick. I don't want that one no more. I want this one. Boom. Done. Just like that. A third, you say? Why, yes. Just like that. All right. Snap mounts make your life so much easier, especially when you have collected finally many different attachments. You got to get them. The Pro kit is 70 bucks. You get 2 snap mounts, the parts that stick to the camera, and 2 of the base plates. One locks, the other one doesn't. The locking one, you'll notice, is on Jaws, because sometimes I put them on like machines and he does this a lot, and I still worry it'll fall off, so they thought of that. Snap mounts, got to get them. Snap mounts, get them. So awesome. When it comes to vlogging, like you've seen me do sometimes, I'm just carrying the camera around, walking. All right, now there's a way that I'm doing that. Of course, I gotta take this silly thing off of this one again. Just another thing you gotta mess with. So you get the, let's call it the creator edition of the camera. You get the camera, you get this nifty thing, the Media Mod. Camera slides in, ching, boom. You are media modded, sir. As well as you get this guy. It's called Volta. It's a battery grip that also has a wireless and wired remote control built into it. And a thumb screw. Okay, so let me assemble this thing here. On the way. I'm coming. All right, we got it. And then you strap this thing on top. All right, now you have what they call the Creator Edition. You got ultra power in here. This thing will power this for like a long time. You have a wireless remote control that controls the functions and modes of the camera. The Media Mod has a shotgun mic, they call it, which means it picks up what's in front of it and kind of rejects what's around it. And you have the Light Mod. If it's dark, you turn the light on. GoPros don't like the dark. This kind of fixes that. It's light enough, it's handy enough, it'll fit in your pocket. You want to walk around being that guy doing this? This is kind of the setup I think you would want. It works great. Adds some cost. I believe this is something like $600 to get this whole thing, everything seen here. But who cares, right? So moving forward into some more optional things, I also have the remote control. If I'm like just too far away from the camera, or it's in an awkward place and I just need to get a strange angle or something, get the remote control. It also lets you control up to 5 cameras. So if you have a whole bunch of angles you want to get at once, one push of this button, they all fire up at once, they all stop at once. It's a really great accessory. Charges via USB and is Bluetooth. Connects up to 5 cameras. There's the Max Lens Mod that goes on the Hero 10, Hero 11, and Hero 9. These lens changeouts are very easy. Just twist, off, new one, on, done. The Max Lens Mod gives you a super wide field of view, but without that strange circular effect you might have seen on like 360 videos or other ultra wide cameras. Insta cameras are notorious for this. This erases that, as well as gives the Hero 10 horizon lock capability. No matter how I'm tilting the camera, it'll always appear straight. Even if I turn it all the way upside down and do this with it, it'll stay straight. It's amazing to see. All told here, I mean, this is a full-fledged Hero 10 creator kit setup. This is more or less every killer mod they make. I don't ever really use all of this at once, but I have it. Another cool lens that I have is an anamorphic lens. To really explain what anamorphic is, like, you're gonna just want to go to Wikipedia and look it up for yourself, and I don't mean to sound like a jerk, it's just that it really doesn't make sense when I explain it. But if you can see it, the anamorphic lens is kind of square and bulging. It gives off like blue light rays that come in from the sides, and it takes it and kind of makes everything wider but shrinks it. It puts black bars at the top and bottom of your footage. To use this properly, you have to go into software and do stuff digitally to your footage. If you look at this without doing that, it looks terrible and doesn't make any sense. Anamorphic lens from Neewer, like 70 bucks. I will kind of add some B-roll right here that shows what the anamorphic looks like. All right. Next up, of course, is a macro lens. GoPros have a problem focusing on things that are very close to them. Everything's fine out here, but you get real close and it blurs out. What this little lens does is reverses that. Everything within that about 1 foot range is clearly and sharply in focus, but everything outside of it, where I would be now, is blurred and has a sort of a bokeh, they call it. So your background's blurred, but you're not. That's what this does. This is great for taking pictures with the GoPro, which it also does well. You found a cool bug, a flower or something, you know, it's really cool. If you try to just whip out your GoPro and take a picture of that, it would come out all blurry and you'd be so disappointed, and this lens makes it so you're not. This was 30 bucks. It's a 15x macro lens. Well worth it. I like it more than the anamorphic and use it more. And the last and not least, though, is of course the DJI Wireless Mic setup. I don't use this often, but if we ever wanted to, when I just can't, we need to be far away from the camera for some reason, or we want to make sure our dialogue comes through sharp, but not necessarily like with a walking shot, the DJI wireless mics come in handy. The case charges them for you. The whole thing is tiny. The thing in the center is the receiver, and these are the 2 transmitters. You can use 2 of them at once or just one. Straps to the side or the top of the Media Mod, and you turn it on, it plugs it, and you're good to go. Killer sound. We don't use it a lot, but it's a great thing to have if you need it. Also gives me a second microphone. Maybe I'm going to interview somebody. You never know. We carry it around. $329 on Amazon. Full-fledged kit, comes with absolutely everything. You're out of the box, charged and ready to go. Great setup. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the stuff I use. I almost forgot my good buddy 28 watt solar charging panel. It's got four ports in it. Laid out in the bright sunlight, it will charge a camera, my batteries, my remote, and my phone. With no need to have external electricity whatsoever. A guy maybe you heard of gave me this. He's called the Angry Prepper. Thank you so much. It works like a charm, and it's a great thing to carry with you if you have the space and that's how you want to do it. You're going to go out in the field with all this stuff. You're going to need a way to charge it. So that does the job of that for me. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my presentation on the stuff. What's in the box, Livingston man? You guys, that's what's in the box. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.